What up, it's your boy Meme God, back with some rankings, coming off the mid-season rankings. Coming from an undisclosed location that definitely isn't my parents' basement, so we're just going to head right into the rankings. At number 12, obviously we got Team Patty, previously ranked 11th. Pat has stated multiple times he just doesn't care about fantasy, and it really shows. It's kind of messed up, ruining the integrity of the league, the competition. Just shows why we need a last place punishment to incentivize these guys to just keep playing through the season, so that it's not an easy win each time. But with all the time he spends scrolling through Reddit and Twitter, I just can't believe he hasn't picked up any fantasy advice. It's kind of crazy, but as it shows, he just really doesn't care. Next at 11, we got someone who's probably not going to be happy. He's behind all the 2 and 6 teams, but it's Team Masters, previously ranked 8th. The former champ just has a tough road ahead of him with Team Joey, Team Hebs, and Jens Buzen. It also doesn't help that he's second least in points for, and he has a whopping 276 points over the last 3 weeks, and it shows he's trending downwards. His RB2 is Doug Martin, and I just ain't gonna cut it. So I really don't see this team making much of an impact down the road. At number 10, we got Sloppy Joe's, previously 9th. Russ honestly has some pretty good showings in the past 3 weeks. Kind of losing some close ones, winning, but he has a hard schedule down the road, and he's going to need a bunch of wins, and I just don't see him pulling that out. The only win he's probably going to get is against Spleege, and with Fuller going down, that really hurts him. And honestly, with how much Russ probably checks the league, I could see him just playing Fuller because I don't think he checks often. At 9, we got White Anglo-Saxon Protestant, previously ranked 10th. This is a tough one for me because Mike's kind of a wild card. You don't know what he's going to do. He's kind of making some catastrophic mistakes. I could see it happening. The AB trade doesn't hurt him yet, but it's definitely not going to help down the road. His remaining schedule isn't a cakewalk, and he can really only afford to lose one more game. So I just don't see him squeaking by into the playoffs. At 8, we got Let's Get This Cheddar, previously ranked 7. I talked about bad karma last rankings, and it's kind of becoming true with Brud. I mean, he's lost some really close games, and it's just wild. I mean, he can kind of turn around his luck by meeting with an old college pal in Philly soon, but let's hope he does, because I could easily see him going 5-0 down the road. At 6, I got 2 teams tied. First up, we got Jens Buzen, previously ranked 5. Unfortunately for Kevin, he's about to get memed this week, and he kind of got to do it with Alsace. I mean, his other running backs look like practice squad players. I honestly don't even know if they start. You just can't come at Meme God with a weak arsenal like that. It looks like a 2-3 record down the stretch for Moss, which at least will get him to the playoffs. But it's going to give him a bad seed, and he's going to have to play against a good team. Tied at 6 with him is Shaquem's Fist, previously ranked 6. I just couldn't decide between these two. I mean, they're very similar in fantasy knowledge and ideology. Marco has the most points for, but Moss has the record over him. I mean, both played great opponents this week, but I just think Marco has a better chance to win. Only time will tell. At 5, we got Index First, previously unranked, the only unranked team. I just didn't see it in this team, and they pulled off a 5-game win streak. It's kind of crazy. It's a team full of replacements, and they got something to prove, and they're really going out there and proving it, putting up some pretty decent numbers. But speaking of numbers, did you know that Ryan has the 3rd least points for and the 2nd least points against? I mean, I don't want to say it's all luck, but I think Ryan might have made a deal with a gypsy lady to start this luck, because it's kind of crazy that he's been able to pull this out. At 4, we have Team Hebs, previously ranked 4. I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm going to anyways. I said in the last rankings, Hebs' running backs would catch up to him, and it looks like that's exactly what's happening. I mean, Yeldon's in a 3 running back situation, Sony's sitting out. I mean, you just hate to see the lack of preparation from a good team. It just looks like Hebs is going to have to go back to the drawing board. Fortunately from him, he spends about 4 days in isolation on the Georgia-Alabama border, and he should have plenty of time to go back to the drawing board. At 3, we have Team Joey, previously ranked 2. After praising Joey in the last rankings, it looks like it got to his head. I mean, the only thing that's holding this team back from being great is the owner. An 89.4 point showing last week, as well as starting an inactive player. Luckily, he got bailed out by Mahomes and Hunt colluding together. I'm really not sure what's happened with Joey, but I really hope he can get back on track soon, because he's a good competitor. At number 2, we got Meme God back, previously ranked 1. I mean, the most points for in the league, and no sign of slowing down, but out of respect for Pitts pulling off probably the most improbable season to date, I just had to put him at number 2. or I just had to put this team at number 2. Wouldn't be surprised to see his team reclaim that number 1 spot, though. I mean, he has a cakewalk schedule ahead of him, so should be able to get up there again. And then at number 1, we got One-Eared Bandits, previously 3. As I said, Prince is putting up a surprisingly great season so far. Not to take away from that, but he also does have the least points against, which is a little bit lucky. Once Cook comes back, Murray will probably be irrelevant, which is probably going to happen soon. He's on a 5-game heater right now, but it looks like he's going to be brought back down to earth soon. And I do not mean that as a plain joke. Do not take it as a plain joke. I do not want that to happen, Prince, just to your fantasy team. All right, well, that's all I got, and Meme God out.